Chapter 41 The first stage of the assessment, instant kill. You are listening at novelfull.audio. No questions allowed, even if you don't get it, a few people whispered. Suddenly, beams of light shot out from the trial tower, striking those who were whispering. They vanished instantly. Then, a booming voice echoed, violation of the rules results in immediate disqualification. Whoa! Thousands of candidates gasped, hands flying to their mouths. The rules were brutal, even a quiet whisper could get you booted. A hush fell over the crowd, you could hear a pin drop. Everyone was breathing carefully. After years of prep, getting eliminated at the last second would be a total waste. Lin Moyu remembered Lu Yun's constant reminders. During the big exam, you have to play by their rules. They're super strict, so no exceptions, no matter how small. For Lin Moyu, that was no sweat. He glanced at Gao Yang. Gao Yang, on the other hand, might struggle, forcing him to be quiet. Probably worse than torture. Sure enough, Gao Yang was clamped his mouth shut, fighting the urge to blurt something out. Guess he knows himself, Lin Moyu thought, chuckling inwardly. No need to worry about Gao Yang, the booming voice returned. The trial tower tailors scenarios to each profession. Support classes will face non-combat challenges. Main battle classes will enter combat scenarios. After the basic exam, you can choose your difficulty. Higher difficulty equals higher scores. Your scores are your exam results and your ticket to better colleges. In higher education, points are worth more than gold. Finally, the exam rules. You can use any gear you brought. But no other items are allowed. Discovered using them? Instant disqualification. Your storage spaces will be blocked once you're inside the trial tower. The voice laid out the rules in detail. Anyone with half a brain could understand. Those gossiping earlier? They totally asked for it. Alright, candidates, line up to enter the tower. Everyone lined up and filed into the trial tower. The order was good. Everyone was well behaved. Even the spoiled rich kids dared not step out of line. The big exam was the most important event of the year for the Xinxia Empire, not just in Jiangning province, but in every province across the country. Over 100,000 would test their skills this day. The empire's leaders would be watching closely. Anyone causing trouble would pay the price. Wang Zihao stood in the crowd as the young president of the Dynasty Guild. He was usually arrogant and bossy. Lining up? Never, but today, he wouldn't even think about it. Lin Moyu followed the line into the tower. He had already removed his shield badge before setting off. As he entered, a light scanned him, then he was teleported to a separate space. Just as he'd guessed, the trial tower was like a massive dungeon, dropping entrance into different zones. On the top floor of the trial tower stood several imposing middle-aged men. They wore the garb of support, warrior, and mage classes. All were at least level 70, they were the examiners for the Jiangning provincial examination. Lin Moyu, level 16, Necromancer. Lin Moyu's profile appeared before them. That's the new class Shihai No. 1 High School reported. It's been ages since we saw a new class. Last time was over 30 years ago. Right, the Elf Envoy, a control-based main battle class. Classified as rare. Necromancer, based on No. 1 High School's report, should be a summoning mage. Let's see what this new class can do. Hope it doesn't disappoint. It shouldn't be too bad. At least as good as a rare class, or he couldn't have leveled to 16. Let's prep his exam like a rare level mage, and make a note. After a quick discussion, they decided how Lin Moyu would be tested. A monster materialized before Lin Moyu's eyes. It had a wolf's head but wore a robe and it held a staff. A mage monster. He had no idea how strong it was. A light curtain separated Lin Moyu from the mage monster. He couldn't scan through the curtain. Lin Moyu had zero intel on this mage. Exam objective: kill the wolf orc mage. That was all the information he got. The countdown appeared on the light curtain. Lin Moyu readied himself. A skeleton warrior appeared by his side. 3, 2, 1. The moment the light curtain vanished, the skeleton warrior charged the wolf orc mage, but Lin Moyu's soul flame was faster. almost at the same moment the curtain dropped, it landed on the Wolf-Orc mage. The mage screamed and collapsed. Dead. Lin Moyu was speechless. That was way too easy. Up on the tower's top floor, the examiners stared in shock. What kind of skill was that? One-hit kill. How? Is there a problem with the data? A bug? The settings are right. Rare class setup, the monster is 2 levels higher than him. Different levels and main battle classes face different monsters. Rare professionals had to face monsters 2 levels above them, advanced classes faced monsters 1 level above them, others fought monsters of their own level, mages fought mage monsters, warriors fought warrior monsters. Even the types were the same. They could win, sure, but a one-hit kill like Lin Moyu's? That was unheard of. Chapter 42, 0.1 Seconds Against the Heavens. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The test was designed to gauge the combat skills of aspiring professionals. While the bar was set somewhat high, it was still manageable for qualified individuals. This setup had been used for years without incident. Typically, battles lasted anywhere from 10 seconds to half a minute, providing a clear assessment of a professional's combat prowess, but Lin Moyu presented a problem. He was one-shotting everything. How could anyone evaluate his skills? So, what do we do? An examiner asked, turning to a middle-aged man in a mage robe. He was the head examiner for mages, but now he was stumped. The intended outcome hadn't been achieved, which was a major headache. Just then, an old man appeared in the room. Master Ning, what brings you here? Several examiners immediately saluted. Ning Xianfeng said gravely, I heard there's a new professional this year. I wanted to see for myself. A picture of Lin Moyu appeared on the screen, and Ning Xianfeng studied it. He seems like a promising young man. The examiners quickly recounted what had just transpired. After listening, Ning Xianfeng said thoughtfully, You're all curious about the Necromancer's potential. Given its status as a rare profession, its strength is hard to quantify. Let's assess him as if he were a legendary professional and give him a second test. Some examiners objected. But that's not fair to him. And how would we calculate the points? Ning Xianfeng smiled. We've had similar cases before. There have been professionals who annihilated monsters instantly. This is a special circumstance. We'll designate him as the top performer in this exam and award him 100 points for first place. If he passes the second exam, we'll give him an additional 1,000 points. I'll personally cover the 10,000 points. The examiners hastened to say, Master Ning, you're joking. We can't take your points. That's right, we have points available. We'll do as you suggest and set up a second exam. Lin Moyu waited, and another light curtain materialized before him. A monster appeared again, identical to the first but noticeably stronger. Candidates are required to take a second test and eliminate the monster in front of them. Lin Moyu wasn't surprised by the second exam. He figured it was reasonable. Little did he know he was receiving special treatment. As soon as the light curtain faded, soul flame ignited. The mage monster across from him screamed and died instantly, exactly like before. Another one shot. The examiners were stunned a second time. Still, no useful data. If it was a legendary class, the monster's power was more than level 4. The mage monster that Lin Moyu had just killed had attributes set according to level 20 monsters. The result was still spiked. This skill is going to be too strong down the line. Could he have powerful equipment? He's only level 16. If he has some powerful equipment, it's pure skill. What now? Do we keep testing him? That everyone turned to Ning Xianfeng, who had taken charge since his arrival. Ning Xianfeng shook his head. No need. Let's proceed to the second round of exams. At that moment, everyone had finished the first round. A booming voice echoed in their ears. Main battle candidates, the first round of exams is complete. 632 candidates participated, and 522 passed. The results are now announced. Everyone saw a ranking list appear before them: Lin Moyu, 0.1 seconds, points, 100, Swordsman, 3.2 seconds, points, 70, Xia Shui, 5.2 seconds, points, 40, Lin Moyu was in first place, clocking in at 0.1 seconds. Swordsman, another professional, was second with 3.2 seconds. Xia Shui was third with 5.2 seconds. Wang Zihao, the young president of the Dynasty Guild, was fourth at 5.5 seconds. The top three received 100, 70, and 40 points, respectively. Starting from fourth place, everyone received 10 points. Wang Zihao was furious when he saw the ranking. How could I not even make the top three? I should be number one. 0.1 seconds. No way. It must be a mistake. This result is unbelievable. Wang Zihao wasn't alone. Many people were astounded by Lin Moyu's results. Xia Shui looked at the rankings. Lin's good, but I'm not giving up. Gao Yang wore an exaggerated expression. Boss is the boss. He's too awesome. It's unbelievable. Lin Moyu touched his nose self-consciously. Was that too much? That he hadn't expected that over 100 people would be eliminated in this seemingly easy round. The booming voice spoke again. The second round of exams for main battle occupations is about to begin. Candidates may choose their difficulty level. Please note that casualties are possible in the second round. Candidates are advised to proceed with caution. If you find yourself in danger, you may yell, "Give up," to terminate the exam. Your score will be based on your progress at the time of surrender. The instructions for the second round were repeated. The second round, like a dungeon, offered 3 difficulty levels: normal, nightmare, and hell. The points earned for defeating monsters varied according to difficulty. Normal difficulty yielded 1 point per kill, nightmare yielded 3 points, and hell yielded 5 points. The time limit was 30 minutes, the second round would last 30 minutes, and the winner would be the one with the most kills. Chapter 43, Lin Moyu is too boring here. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Zihao didn't hesitate before picking hell difficulty. He figured taking down 1 monster on hell was like taking down 5 on normal, plus, he was super confident in his fighting skills. Hey, number 1 from the first round, don't even think about beating me in the second. Wang Zihao hefted his giant saber, his weapon of choice. Whoa, someone went straight for hell difficulty. Wang Zihao, level 16, Berserker. Yeah, Berserker's a tough class, one of the rarer ones. Berserkers can fight forever, so he should do pretty well this round. Xia Shui thought it over and chose normal difficulty. Elemental mages aren't great in close combat, and they can't handle super strong monsters alone without a tank, so she went with normal, planning to win with quantity. As the third place finisher in round 1, Xia Shui had the examiner's attention. They watched her in real time. When Xia Shui picked normal, they all smiled knowingly. Xia Shui, level 15, Elemental Mage. Smart move. Elemental mages hit hard, but if a monster gets close, she's in trouble. Especially at low levels when you don't have all your skills. Swordsman, who came in second during the first round, went with hell difficulty. Swordsman, level 16, Stalker. The examiners zeroed in on Swordsman's choice too. After she picked, they chimed in with their thoughts. Stalker's a rare assassin class, amazing at close range. So, nightmare or hell, both are good choices for her. Yep, she's another promising one. I wonder what difficulty Lin Moyu's Necromancer will pick. Now that the interesting contenders had made their choices, only Lin Moyu remained. Lin Moyu had formed his own conclusions after hearing the rules. This round really tests everyone's endurance in a fight. Battling non-stop for 30 minutes puts a lot of pressure on everyone. Except me. A smile played on his lips. Lin Moyu locked in his choice. I'm going with hell difficulty. The harder it was, the better. As far as he was concerned, everything he could do was top tier, so, the tougher the challenge, the higher the unit points, the more it paid off for him. One examiner chuckled. Called it, he's going hell difficulty. He's both a mage and a summoner. He won't have to worry about monsters getting close with his summons. And his skills are wicked strong. With summons, he'll definitely rack up points on hell difficulty. Actually, most summoners taking the test picked hell. Let's see how it plays out. Outside the exam room, the principals from every high school in Jiangning province had gathered. Old Lu, you're about to hit the jackpot. Man, 0.1 seconds. Haven't seen scores like that in years. You've got 2 of the top 3, Lao Lu. Can't hide from this. One of your kids is about to blow up. If Lin Moyu brings home a provincial title, Lao Lu, you'll be on cloud 9. Lu Yun was flushed with excitement. He never expected Lin Moyu to do this well. He was so stoked he couldn't talk, just shaking. The last candidates had locked in, and as the countdown hit 0, round 2 kicked off, a ball of light popped into existence in front of Lin Moyu. It whirled in the air, like the entrance to a dungeon. Then, a monster in armor stomped out of the light, roaring, Lin Moyu thought. And his skeleton warriors charged. They slashed down on the monster at the same time. Lin Moyu scanned the monster, Wolf Orc Warrior, Elite, level, 13, power, 500, agility, 300, spirit, 150, constitution, 400. These stats, pathetic, compared to the West Sea Mine Dungeon. The nightmare-level monsters are way weaker. Lin Moyu got it instantly. It's a test, after all, and it's gotta work for most people. If the monsters were too strong, everyone would fail, then the test would be pointless. The goal isn't to weed people out, it's to find talent. The skeleton warrior's blade crashed down on the wolf orc. Flesh tore, 1 hit, and the wolf orc was almost dead. It tried to fight back, but the second blade came down. The wolf orc died miserably. 2 hits. Lin Moyu watched, pointed, and summoned another skeleton warrior. 2 skeleton warriors stood in front of the light, 1 on each side, waiting for the next monster. 5 seconds later, a second wolf orc showed up. The 2 skeleton warriors swung their blades, and it died instantly. Too easy. After a few rounds, he realized that for every monster he killed, another popped out. 5 seconds later. This round tested how long each class could keep fighting. The examiners were stunned. How are Lin Moyu's summons so strong? They're stronger than any summons we've ever seen. And there are 2 of them. This class is insane. The skills themselves are powerful, and the summons are crazy strong too. This class is going to be game-changing. Lin Moyu's side was too boring. 2 skeleton warriors guarded the light ball. The monsters died the second they appeared, lasting less than half a second. The examiners couldn't watch anymore and turned to the other classes. Xia Shui held her staff, casting spells. She picked normal difficulty, so the monsters weren't strong. 2 spells could take 1 down. She constantly adjusted her spells to use as little mental energy as possible. It was a little boring too, but still better than Lin Moyu. Chapter 44, Too much, they are going to eat sweet potatoes for you. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xia Shui's performance earned unanimous approval from the examiners. Wang Zihao swung his great sword, hacking off the head of the werewolf in front of him. His face was bloodthirsty, a wild grin plastered across his lips. Berserker, living up to the name. In battle, his sanity dwindled, becoming increasingly savage, and this was before he'd even truly gone berserk. Once that happened, he risked completely losing his mind. He went all out right from the start. One examiner observed, I'm afraid his efficiency will drop off later. He needs to work on pacing himself. Energy management is key. Xia Shui's the stronger player. The examiners weren't just counting kills, they were assessing adaptability. They wanted to see who could last the full 30 minutes, and second, they were looking at the difference in combat power between the beginning and the end of the trial. Real battles tend to drag on, and anyone who burns out early wouldn't last long. Comparing Wang Zihao to Xia Shui, the answer was already clear. Xia Shui was the better bet. Like Wang Zihao, Zhua Mei also chose the hell difficulty, but where Wang Zihao relied on brute force, Zhua Mei pushed the stalker class's agility to its absolute limit. her movements were fluid, weaving back and forth, left and right, like a ghost, effortlessly toying with the wharf werewolf. Each action was precise, economical, wasting no energy. The daggers in her hands moved fast and true, each strike inflicting serious damage on the monsters, and she skillfully deployed her abilities. Controlling the wharf warrior, even interrupting its attacks, she's mastered her current skill set. The examiners were just as impressed with Swame's performance. After a round of observation, the examiners had a solid grasp of each candidate's strengths and weaknesses. They had a clear benchmark in mind. Then there was Lin Moyu. The examiners were speechless. This kid is taking it a little far. Yeah, this is pushing it. He's got food in his pocket. What's he thinking? Are those sweet potatoes really that good? Watching him eat makes me a little hungry. Lin Moyu munched on his sweet potato, taking his time. He'd stuffed it in his pocket before entering the arena. Since storage was restricted during the exam, he needed a snack in case he got peckish. Now that his skeleton warrior was doing all the work, he naturally reached for his sweet potato. Eating during a major exam? That's a first. Someone make a note of this. He's going down in history. I think this exam's too easy for him. Should we crank up the difficulty? The examiners were annoyed that Lin Moyu looked so relaxed while everyone else was struggling. However, he was getting great results. No, fairness is paramount. Ning Xianfeng hadn't said a word since the exam began, but his eyes showed a keen interest in Lin Moyu. That little guy's got something special. Throughout the 30 minutes, people kept dropping like flies, some injured, others simply giving up. Continuous combat was a brutal test of endurance for every student. This wasn't a dungeon run where you could take a break when you got tired. Only Lin Moyu seemed unfazed, even dozing off at times. The imbalance became more pronounced. Finally, after 30 minutes, all the monsters vanished. It's finally over. I couldn't have lasted much longer. That was brutal. I'm not this tired after running a dungeon. Most of the candidates collapsed, gasping for air. In just 30 minutes, they'd nearly exhausted themselves. Even Xia Shui looked pale. For 30 minutes, she had carefully managed her skills, conserving as much energy as possible. Her mental stamina was running on fumes. Since storage was disabled during the exam, they couldn't use potions to replenish their strength. It was a real grind. Finally over. I took out over 200, so that's 200 plus points. Wang Zihao was completely spent, lying flat on the ground. Toward the end, his efficiency had tanked compared to his initial burst. His strength was sapped, his skills went on cooldown, and his combat ability took a nosedive. I got around 50. This hell difficulty is no joke. Of everyone, only Lin Moyu looked like he hadn't even broken a sweat. He'd spent the 30 minutes like he was watching a movie. This round is complete. A total of 522 candidates participated, with 278 eliminated due to injury or voluntary withdrawal. The remaining 244 are eligible to advance. Of course, you still have the option to withdraw. The next round will be more difficult and demanding, with potential life-threatening situations. Choose wisely. Everyone received the message, and had to decide whether to quit or continue. Moving forward, the exam would be even harder, even dangerous, but giving up now felt like a huge waste. Many were caught in a dilemma. The examiners exchanged knowing smirks. How many do you think will drop out this time? Based on past years, I'd say at least a third. This year's pass rate is pretty consistent with last year's. We've eliminated almost 60% already. Out of the initial 632 main combat professionals, only 244 remained. They're clearly having a hard time making a decision. Let's give them a little nudge and help them out. The booming voice echoed again. Even if you withdraw now, your scores are high enough to secure admission to top-tier institutions. You have 60 seconds to decide. Failure to choose within 60 seconds will be interpreted as a decision to continue. This was the final straw, breaking the psychological resolve of many. I'm tapping out. I quit. I can't go on. I'll die if I do. Many students chose to withdraw, but even more decided to stick it out. They'd come this far, it'd be a shame to give up now. Chapter 45. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Of the 244 candidates who aced the second round, over 60 decided to call it quits. That left only 180 still in the running. Even though they dropped out, acing round 2 proved they had what it takes to get into any decent college. The rest were aiming for the Ivy League stuff. Here are the rankings after round 2. Point 1. Lin Moyu, total, 1,605 points, 2. Swordsman, total, 470 points, 3. Xia Shui, 270 points, 4. Wang Zihao, 265 points. Wang Zihao jumped up, yelling, "No way. How's that even possible?" 30 minutes, figuring one monster every 5 seconds, that's max 12 monsters a minute on hell difficulty. Each monster's worth 5 points, so you max out at 60 points a minute. A 30-minute limit puts you at 1,800 points, and that's not even counting fight time. Realistically, you're looking at 200 to 400 points. Swordsman pulling 400 points and taking down 80 monsters. That's considered a great score, but Lin Moyu? 1,505 points. That means he wasted 301 monsters, 10 a minute, which is just shy of the max of 12. Everyone was thinking the same thing. Is this guy even human? Wang Zihao was sure Lin Moyu was cheating, but he wouldn't dare say it. That'd be like spitting in the face of the whole Xinxia Empire bigwigs. Nobody cheats on this exam, nobody's ever tried it. It's a death wish, the whole thing's under surveillance. Cheating's impossible. Outside the exam hall, Lu Yun did a little jump. His face was redder than a beet. He was so hyped, his hands were shaking, his cup rattled, spilling water everywhere. Hey Lu, your student's a freak. Seriously, off the charts. Lu Yun wanted to snap back, "You're the freaks. Your whole family's freaks." Right now, he really wanted to know how Lin Moyu pulled it off. He couldn't remember anyone ever doing this well. Back in the day, Su Qianqing, as talented as they come, scored 700 points in round 2. Last year, Lin Mohan got 650. Lin Moyu's score was higher than both of theirs combined. The trial tower shot beams of light down on the candidates who chose to continue. The light washed away fatigue and restored their mental strength. In a blink, they were back to full power. Next up, the third round. This round also has 3 difficulty levels. You'll be facing a boss-level monster. Normal difficulty, 100 points. Nightmare difficulty, 300 points. Hell difficulty, 500 points. The rules were pretty much the same as before. The last test was about endurance, this test was about raw, individual power, a one-on-one boss fight, no assistance allowed. It was a serious challenge for any professional. Lin Moyu was the first to make his choice this time. "I'll take hell." The examiners saw Lin Moyu's choice and started chattering again. Figures, the kid goes for hell. With his skill set and his summons, he's a lock for number 1 this time. Looks like Jiangning province is his for the taking. Easy there are still 2 rounds to go, especially the 5th. They'd overseen a ton of these exams and seen plenty of dark horse stories. Lin Moyu was tearing it up, but it was too soon to say he'd win the whole thing. Wang Zihao was over 1,300 points behind Lin Moyu. He came here to win the whole thing, but now he couldn't even crack the top 3. First place is mine. 2 rounds left. I won't lose. After this exam, stay out of my way, or you're gonna regret it. Wang Zihao spat out the words and picked hell difficulty. Xia Shui and Swordsman also went with hell. Just gotta take down 1 monster. Xia Shui's elemental mage and Swordsman's stalker had huge burst potential, so they weren't sweating it. After everyone locked in their choices, the examiner announced the start of round 4. A massive monster materialized in front of everyone, another wolf-headed beast, part of the wolf-orc family. This one was wielding 2 swords, like a sword fighter type. Wolf-orc captain, boss, level, 15, power, 1000, agility, 800, spirit, 500, physique, 1000, skill, chaotic wind / looking at the stats, Lin Moyu thought it was a bit of a joke. So-called hell difficulty was clearly toned down, probably because it's an exam. It was nowhere near the difficulty of a real hell-level dungeon. It was barely tougher than the souped-up elite guard monsters in the nightmare-level West Sea Mine dungeon. It was a far cry from a genuine boss monster. Lin Moyu understood what the Empire was doing. If they actually threw hell-level monsters at them, even the small ones would be too much for most professionals. This was a test to find talent, not kill people. The fight started. Lin Moyu yawned and gave the order. The two skeleton warriors charged in, unleashing their skills at the same time. Furious blow. Bang, bang, the wolf-orc captain dropped to the ground, stone-cold dead, without so much as a whimper. Seconds, 2 seconds, tops. The examiners were numb again. Again. Another instant kill. The summons can still use skills. And those skills pack a punch. Lin Moyu's just showing off now. He's not even letting anyone else play the game. Chapter 46. The best way is to deal with the summoner himself. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Moyu one-shot even the boss monsters. The examiners present were blown away by Lin Moyu's strength. Sure, they had weakened the monsters, but not that much. No one else was having it this easy. Xia Shui was dodging the wolf-orc leader's attacks while firing off skills like crazy. Wang Zihao was going toe-to-toe, getting blood on his blade, a true berserker. Zhuo Mei was doing better, weaving around and controlling the monsters with all sorts of tricks. Then you look at the other pros who chose harder settings. None of them were like Lin Moyu. He just let his two skeleton warriors go in, bam, bam, fight over. Lin Moyu didn't even break a sweat. I bet he could solo those low-level dungeons. More than that, he's got what it takes to solo level 20 dungeons, even on nightmare difficulty. I don't think we've seen his real power yet. This isn't a true test. Let's wait for round 5. If he wants to be the state champ, or even national champ, he'll have to go all out then. Maybe then we'll see it. The examiners kept debating. The exam was set by the Empire bigwigs. Their hands were tied. The only one who could change things was Ning Xianfeng, who showed up late. He said his piece when he got there, then just watched with interest. The examiners noticed he was fixated on Lin Moyu, seemed pretty intrigued. The third round wrapped up fast, like 10 minutes. Tops Xia Shui, Zhuo Mei, and Wang Zihao all smoked their opponents and snagged 500 points. Some passed, some failed. A bunch of candidates got the boot, losing their shot at the next round. They either tapped out or got taken out after getting hurt bad. Still, their scores were solid enough to get them into some good schools. Only 120 made it through. Alright, here are the rankings after round 3. 1. Lin Moyu, total points, 2105. 2. Zhuo Mei, total points, 970. 3. Xia Shui, 770 points. 4. Wang Zihao, 765 points. 67. Gao Yang, 302 points. Lin Moyu saw Gao Yang's name, 67th place. Not bad, making it this far means Gao Yang's basically in at Jiangning Academy. Lin Moyu knew Gao Yang was too stubborn to quit. He'd come this far, and he wasn't about to throw in the towel. No doubt he'd be in round 4. Wang Zihao was still sitting in 4th. He knew he couldn't catch up after that last round. Round 4's here, and it's my shot. He gripped his sword, eyes blazing with fighting spirit. The examiner's voice boomed again. Round 4 is about to begin. Things are about to get tougher, and the danger is going to ramp up. You can keep going, or you can drop out. With your current scores, you're basically guaranteed a spot at one of the Empire's top 100 universities. Nobody quit. Anyone who made it this far wasn't a quitter. Pure white light washed over them. Everyone was back to full strength, no more fatigue, stats maxed out, skills all off cooldown. In that case, I respect your decision. Here are the rules for round 4. You'll each face 10 waves of monster attacks. Each wave has 10 monsters, making it a total of 100 monsters. Each wave comes 1 minute after the last. Whether you cleared the last wave or not, the next one will show up after 1 minute. The final wave will be led by a boss monster. If you wipe them all out, you pass. Each monster is worth 10 points. If you pass, your points this round will be doubled to a total of 2,000. A light curtain appeared in front of them. The first 10 monsters materialized behind the curtain. They were just regular level 13 wolf orcs, 9 were fighters, with a mage hanging back, warrior-mage combo. That seriously cranks up the difficulty. Lin Moyu figured this round was all about clearing monsters fast, from basic combat to endurance to dueling to monster clearing. The test covered all the bases. It really did test every class's strengths and weaknesses. The examiners were grinning now. They all stared at Lin Moyu. Let's see how he handles this. Best way to deal with a summoner? Take out the summoner, not the summons. Lin Moyu might be sweating it now. But his summons are strong, he should pull through. Ning Xianfeng, who'd been quiet the whole time, finally spoke up. I don't think this round will give him any trouble. Everyone looked surprised. Ning Xianfeng sounded so sure, like he was 100% confident. Some of the examiners didn't agree, but they weren't about to argue with him. Besides, they'd find out soon enough who was right. Chapter 47, The Powerful Holy Swordsman, Turning on Madness Mode. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The fourth round of testing was officially underway. A third skeleton warrior materialized in front of Lin Moyu. The 3 skeletons made short work of the level 9 and level 13 monsters. Instant kills, no contest. A flicker of flame in Lin Moyu's palm, and another fireball took out the mage monster in the back. Same result, instant kill, less than 3 seconds from start to finish, barely enough time to blink. 9 wolf orc warriors and 1 wolf orc mage were already down. Seriously? How does this kid have 3 summoned creatures? Why didn't he bring them out sooner? What was he waiting for? Show off, much? The stronger he is, the better we look. Ning Xianfeng acted like he'd seen this coming all along. Lin Moyu couldn't help but smirk. This was supposed to be a big exam. It wasn't much of a challenge, not nearly as exciting as the first time he went into the West Sea Mine dungeon. Predictable, he was already starting to get bored. He absent-mindedly pulled out another sweet potato and started munching. Forget it, I'm not watching him. It's pointless. Yeah, let's see what the others are doing. Lin Moyu was clearing the monsters in 3 seconds flat. Watching him was about as thrilling as watching paint dry. The others were much more interesting. Xia Shui kept backing up, leaving a trail of fire in her wake. The wolf orcs chasing her stepped into the flames and got roasted. Path of Fire. It was a skill usually mastered by mages at level 10, causing fire damage wherever it goes. It was working wonders here. Area of effect attacks were a mage's bread and butter. Even though she wasn't a high level, Xia Shui already had 2 AoE skills. The other was Freezing Rain, which slowed enemies down. Working together, the 2 skills allowed Xia Shui to quickly dispatch the wolf orc warriors. Relatively speaking, Zhuo Mei was having a tougher time. Stalkers were all about burst damage, combat skills, and crowd control. Whether it was assassination or one-on-one combat, it was a great class. The downside was its lack of AoE abilities, making group battles difficult. Zhuo Mei was struggling, taking down enemies one by one. Wang Zihao was still sticking to his all-out, aggressive style. He swung his massive 2-handed sword with wild abandon. Either way, he put up a good fight. Only Lin Moyu's situation was incredibly dull. None of the examiners wanted to watch him. He spent more time spacing out than fighting. Don't sweat it. He'll probably ace the 4th round too. The real question is whether he'll bother with the 5th. He's way ahead on points right now, but if he skips the last round, he could get caught. In the 4th round, 10 monsters appeared every minute. Those who couldn't clear them fast enough were already starting to get overwhelmed. After 3 minutes, some had already given up. The sheer number of monsters had them surrounded. They were teleported out of the trial tower one by one. Getting eliminated in the 4th round was nothing to be ashamed of. It was actually a badge of honor. They were all geniuses, and getting into one of the top 100 universities in the empire was pretty much guaranteed. The eliminated students looked relieved. There were just too many monsters. It was terrifying. That was insane. I thought I was done for. How are we supposed to kill that many in time? I wonder how many people will make it through this round. I thought I was pretty good, but I guess there's always someone better. Speaking of which, Lin Moyu is a beast. I doubt anyone can beat him this time. Gao Yang held out until the fifth wave of monsters before reaching his limit and throwing in the towel. As soon as he came out, he overheard someone talking about Lin Moyu. After holding it in for as long as he could, he finally blurted out, "Lin Moyu is my boss. Of course he's amazing. Hey, what's your name?" "Name's Gao Yang, from West Sea number 1 High." Gao Yang announced proudly. "Nice to meet you, Gao. Tell us what makes Lin Moyu so good." Gao Yang grinned. "Gladly. I'll tell you." He started rattling off stories, mentioning how Lin Moyu carried him through the nightmare-level dungeon in 10 minutes. A few people looked skeptical. No way, nobody believed him. They all thought Gao Yang was exaggerating. Gao Yang didn't care whether they believed him or not. He was just enjoying himself. It felt good to brag a little after being stressed out for so long. As more and more people got eliminated, there were fewer and fewer viewpoints in the control room at the top of the trial tower. Eventually, only 5 people remained: Lin Moyu, Xia Shui, Zhuo Mei, Wang Zihao, and Feng Xiu. Feng Xiu, level 15, Holy Swordsman. Several examiners were now focused on Feng Xiu. She weaved through the horde, her long sword a blur. She was as nimble as Zhuo Mei. Each attack seemed weak, but the combined damage added up. The wolf orcs were dropping like flies. Looks like this Feng Xiu guy is finally showing his stuff. I knew there was a reason he held back at first. He was waiting for this. He must be from the Feng clan. They're a sword cultivator family and probably know the rules of the exam. The last 2 rounds are where you rack up the points. So he's only now starting to show his true power. The Feng family helped write the rules for this exam, so they know it inside and out. And Wang Zihao's finally going berserk. He's not dumb, he's been playing the long game. Now's the perfect time to flip the switch. The 7th wave of monsters appeared. With a roar, Wang Zihao activated his madness skill. Madness lasts 5 minutes. Strength plus 500%, Constitution plus 500%, Agility minus 200%. After the effect ends, enters a weakened state for 30 minutes. Activating Berserk mode multiplied Wang Zihao's attack power, but it only lasted 5 minutes, so he waited until the 7th wave before going all out. 5 minutes would be enough. There were already 30-odd monsters in the arena, and with the 7th wave, the number climbed to over 40. In Berserk mode, Wang Zihao turned into a monster-slaying machine. Each swing of his sword took down 2 or 3 enemies. He was clearing the field at an astonishing rate. Chapter 48 Battle Space, the Real Battlefield. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After a minute, the last wave of monsters spawned. This time, no mage, just a boss-level monster. Made no difference to Lin Moyu. The skeleton warrior charged and threw everything it had, then went silent. The 4th round was over. Now, to wait for everyone else. 10 minutes later, the 4th round finally concluded. The 4th round is complete. Of the 120 participants, 5 have advanced. Whoa, the examiner's announcement echoed, reaching everyone inside and outside the tower. Only 5 out of 120, these 5 were the real deal, good enough to get into the best schools. The rankings were also released. Here are the current standings. Point 1. Lin Moyu, 3,605 points. Point 2. Zhuo Mei, 2,470 points. Point 3. Xia Shui, 2,270 points. Point 4. Wang Zihao, 2,265 points. Point 5. Feng Xiu, 2,200 points. Lin Moyu still had a huge lead. A light bathed the 5, fully restoring their conditions. Wang Zihao had been weakened by his berserk state, but the light erased the effect, letting him use the skill again. Just as planned. The 5th round will decide it all. Wang Zihao grinned, gripping his broadsword. Xia Shui sighed, top 5. Xiajing Academy, here I come. Swa Mei's expression turned serious. Xiajing Academy, I'm coming. Xiajing Academy was the goal for all five, the examiner's voice boomed again. You all want Xiajing Academy. But it's not a free ride. Don't get comfortable with a top 5 finish. The last round is still to come, and a bad performance could get you cut. If you want Xiajing Academy, let your points do the talking. Reach 10,000 points, and I guarantee you're in. Now listen carefully to the rules of the 5th round. The 5 leaned in, listening intently. This round was called the battle space. They'd each be sent to a special arena, swarming with monsters, fighters, mages, archers, knights, every type imaginable. And tons of them. The first wave alone would be over 100, then would come enhanced monsters, elites, enhanced elites, bosses, and even bosses. The faster you killed, the faster they'd breed and the stronger they'd get. Pacing was key. More isn't always better. The most important thing was point accrual. The battle space was divided into 5 stages, each with different point values. Stage 1, level 15 monsters, worth 50 points each. Stage 2, level 16 monsters, worth 100 points each, points double 4. Each level increase. Stage 5, level 19 monsters, worth 800 points each, and those were just basic monsters. Enhanced monsters, elites, and bosses were worth way more, meaning, if Lin Moyu choked in this round, his lead would vanish. Seemed a little unfair, all his hard work for nothing, but Lin Moyu understood, this was a playground for the real heavy hitters. The exam's purpose was to find geniuses who could defend humanity. With the end of the countdown, the 5th round began. The 5 were simultaneously teleported to the battle space. In the control room at the top of the tower, their images vanished. Several examiners looked disappointed. Ugh, this rule sucks. Even we can't watch. I know, right? The 5th round is the best part, and we're locked out. With our clearance, all we can see is the point changes and the final results. Master Ning, can you see it? That they all looked at Ning Xianfeng expectantly. They were dying to watch, especially to see how Lin Moyu handled the 5th round. Ning Xianfeng shook his head. I cannot. The examiners were shocked. Not even you. Then who can? Ning Xianfeng nodded. In the entire empire, there are fewer than 10 people authorized to view recordings of the 5th round. The examiners were floored. Fewer than 10 people. That was power they couldn't even imagine. Ning Xianfeng continued, remember this, it's above your pay grade. Consider it a favor that I've indulged your curiosity this far. Understood. Understood. Don't worry, we won't ask. They weren't stupid. They knew not to press. Fewer than 10 people in the Xinxia Empire had that kind of access. Just thinking about it was terrifying. The battle space was a vast, flat plain. The ground was pitch black and reeked of blood. Countless rocks dotted the landscape, some several yards high. The terrain allowed for strategic movement. Lin Moyu sniffed. The smell of blood is intense, and so heavy with death. This place has seen some unimaginable battles. As a necromancer, Lin Moyu was especially sensitive to death energy. Neither the Shihai mine nor the previous rounds had it. This place was different. It was steeped in death. Real battles had been fought here, on a massive scale. Blood had soaked the earth, turning it a dark brown, leaving a lingering stench. Is this supposed to be our taste of the battlefield? Footsteps echoed, and a wave of monsters appeared. Chapter 49, What the hell did Lin Moyu do? You are listening at novelfull.audio. At least 50 or 60 yards away, the monster pack spotted Lin Moyu. They roared in unison and charged. 10 monsters, not a huge number. Lin Moyu cast his detection spell, fill an orc warrior level, 15 that was all the information he got. No attributes, no skills. It was the sparsest readout he'd ever received. Lin Moyu noticed the long tails dragging behind them. Each was as big as a giant lizard that walked upright. Their roars echoed, attracting the attention of other fill-in orcs. Soon, several more groups appeared in Lin Moyu's line of sight. another player might have tried to take down the nearest group. Hit them hard with burst skills, then retreat and circle around when they tried to surround them. Getting caught in a siege would be a disaster, but that tactic wasn't for Lin Moyu. The 3 skeleton warriors beside him surged forward at the sound, blades flashing, severely wounding the first few orcs. The orcs were barely alive after the first strike, clinging to life by a thread. Ha! Not a one-hit kill. Lin Moyu was surprised they hadn't dropped instantly. Their stats. The Filan orcs clearly had high physical stats. Yet, their attacks barely scratched the skeleton warriors, indicating weak attack power. They were the type of monster with high health but low damage. Lin Moyu made his judgment: if one strike wasn't enough, try 2. An orc fell to the ground, dead, and Lin Moyu's score instantly jumped from 3605 to 3655, although the 5th round couldn't be viewed in the control room, the score changes were visible. Lin Moyu's moving. First kill already, that was fast. Then the score jumped again, skyrocketing from 3655 to 4105, the examiners were stunned, exchanging bewildered glances. How could it jump that high so quickly? A skeleton warrior killed a Filan orc, and then Lin Moyu used corpse explosion. With a deafening blast, the entire group was wiped out. Those 10 Filan orcs earned Lin Moyu 500 points. Instead of moving on, Lin Moyu waited for the remaining orcs to arrive. If they were coming to him, why bother going out to find them? 9 corpses were waiting to be exploded as soon as they arrived, but, to his surprise, the bodies vanished within seconds. The corpses seemed to sink into the pitch-black earth and disappear. They lasted less than 10 seconds. So that's how it is. Guess I need to tweak the plan. Seeing the groups of Filan orcs charging from all directions, Lin Moyu summoned more skeleton warriors, 9 in total, 1 for each group. The skeleton warriors clattered forward, intercepting the orcs and leading them around, herding them together. 2 minutes later, the mob pull was complete. Nearly 100 Filan orcs were gathered. The skeleton warriors struck simultaneously, killing a Filan orc instantly. A deafening roar erupted. Lin Moyu unleashed 7 or 8 corpse explosions in just 3 seconds. The pitch-black earth trembled. Every Filan orc warrior was annihilated. Lin Moyu's points soared to 8605, the trial tower control room buzzed with activity again. What the heck is Lin Moyu doing? How did his points jump so high? No idea, we can't see inside the battle space. He went from 3605 to 8605, an increase of exactly 5,000 points. Looks like he wiped out the first 100 monsters. How? I have no clue. The examiners traded bewildered looks. It defied logic. Lin Moyu was only level 16. No matter how strong his skills, they shouldn't be that strong. Killing 100 monsters at once was unbelievable. Even elemental mages specializing in crowd control, like Xia Shui, were only gaining 50 or 100 points at a time. No one was getting 5,000 points in minutes like Lin Moyu. No one would believe it. Ning Xianfeng was calmer than the examiners, but his eyelids still twitched. Even with his extensive knowledge, he couldn't imagine how Lin Moyu had pulled it off. What is this kid doing? What kind of class is Necromancer anyway? What's his limit? Question marks filled Ning Xuanfeng's mind. He desperately wanted to see what was happening in the battle space, but he lacked the authority. He was forced to rely on the score changes for analysis. Inside the battle space, the corpses vanished without a trace after 10 seconds. Lin Moyu waited quietly for the next batch of monsters. This time, it shouldn't be like the 4th round. I shouldn't have to wait too long. The thought was barely formed when a sense of danger washed over him. The sky turned red, and dozens of fireballs, each a yard across, plummeted like meteors.